Welcome, everybody. Happy to have you back at the YZ Pokebro channel. My name is Jared,
My name is Nick.
and today I'm going to tell you why you should stop trying to make money investing in Pokemon. If before we get into that topic, though, if you are enjoying the content, if you could please like, comment, subscribe, it really does help the channel. We want to interact with everybody. We want the channel to grow so we can have that, and so we would just appreciate that. But yeah, let's get into it. So, why you should stop trying to make money investing in Pokemon. It sounds like a weird thought, I know. But in my mind, you gotta wait. You gotta hear me out here, Nick. There's three different avenues in my mind. There is the personal collection, right?
hmm
So where you have the items that you like. They may cost a little bit extra, but they're what you enjoy collecting. Those are expenses. You may sell those in the future, but in your mind, those are kind of pushed to the side from a business slash money ins and outs perspective. Then we have the business that we started. So we have started a business, like we said in our channel, and that is a different mindset from Pokemon investing. That is short to medium term holds, depending on what the product is. It is, if it's prismatic ETBs and first partners, we may hold on to those a little bit longer. If it's single slabs, anything like that, we may be turning those a little bit faster to try to generate cash flow to be able to buy more product and see cooler products are kind of coming through as well. But for Pokemon investing, my goal and in my financial advice is that you try not to make money. And it sounds counterintuitive, I know, but the main goal of Pokemon investing should be to build wealth. When I am going through and buying product, in my mind, it's an expense. Yes, I'm tracking it. Yes, I have the average cost of goods sold for what it's bought for. But in my mind, that's an expense that I am not taking any profits out of, at least in the near future, but even medium long term, because my goal is to then reinvest that 3 to 5 years in the next hot sets that are out there. And so that's my mind. Any money that's kind of taken out of Pokemon from investing standpoint, it is to then build and try to uh, compound and compound and compound future Pokemon investments. And so you may take profits here and there, but that's not at my forefront right now. Nick, I know you have some different thoughts on kind of what
hmm
Pokemon and that kind of business and investing and personal collection needs to use. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts. But yeah, that's what I think. Do not make money investing in Pokemon for the short to medium term.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I see where you're coming from on there and everything. I mean, for me, I'm definitely more of a personal collection guy. I've got my Chaos Rising Master set I'm working on. I have my Zoroark Master set, one card away, by the way. So we're almost done with that one there. But so like, yeah, I don't keep track of that stuff. I agree with you there. Like that stuff is all it's mine. I don't track expenses for that and everything. And from our business side as well, it's comes from us being able to have this company and the ability to sell all these items short term that we have. It's a lot harder for, let's say, the average person to be able to do that because everything that they're going to be selling is harder to get the value that they want from those items. Because if they go to a show to sell things or they go take a lot of time on eBay to sell these things, it takes so much more of their time, which they're not maybe willing to risk all that time and things like that. So the business does help us offload these items a lot quicker. From the investing side, I mean, as you can see, my investing just from our backgrounds, mine is so much different from yours. I can see multiple prismatics and ascended back there. I have, let's see, we got one prismatic here or one ascended here. I keep one of everything. This is kind of like my personal collection for me too. But I do understand what you're saying is treating it as expense because it's, I mean, I'm in the stage where I'm investing in a Roth IRA for myself. I'm getting myself more funds for my future retirement and everything. And it's similar to that, to where you're treating these sealed items as things like that. It just might be harder for some people when they are able to not acquire as many funds like that. For me, as example, I'm a college student. I don't have as much disposable income as a lot of other people in the world right now. So I just invest in what I can and keep it as cool things for my personal collection. I don't really track expenses for my Pokemon collection and everything right now. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. But I think no matter what level of investment you're at, say it's $100, it's $1,000, it's 5,000. If you wait 3 to 5 years and that grows to 2x, 3x, and you're doing that for the first 3 to 4 years, potentially, if you're increasing your input, a little bit over the years as you kind of grow in a career or as you are taking more money from different sources. But you're able to kind of grow the collection if you treat it as a budget expense, you're not counting on those, profits or that cash flow to
True.
pay for the normal things like food, shelter, anything else that's kind of out there. And if you get to year 4, year 5, and or get to that point, you might sell some of your party collection
Hmm.
there to then be able to use that same money to buy, 2 to 3x of the new hot set going forward. I think me and you, we started a business in this because we believe in the Pokemon hobby. We believe
Hmm.
in ourselves to be able to withstand any bull or bear markets that are out there. And if you're able to kind of get it in your mind to expense your Pokemon investments and not count on the profit that is coming out of them, I think you have a different mindset for kind of what you are investing in.
Hmm.
Um, and that's just from my perspective as well. I think again, if you treat it in that mindset instead of tracking what is a prismatic ETB every single day of the week, what
Hmm.
is it? What is a prismatic super premium collection? Where's Destiny Rivals at? Where's Evolving Skies at? And you just, it's so much stress from a day to day perspective that if you're continually thinking that and like, how much profit am I going to make? How much profit am I going to make? It really can hinder that investment portfolio long term. So that's just where I'm coming from, and so we can go into what I'm looking at
Yeah,
from
for sure.
a long-term investment standpoint, but interested to see if you have any counterpoints or any kind of what you're thinking of as well from a college student perspective.
Yeah, so I do see. I think our mindsets are honestly pretty similar on here. It's just kind of where we allocate the money is what I'm seeing is the difference. Because these kind of things for me, they come out of my spend budget that I set for myself. I have my
Hmm.
spend section, my living and needs, and then I have like my investments and savings. And these items don't really go in my investments and savings because I feel like it's important for me at my age to be more investing in things that are most likely a little more safe to invest in compared to
Nah, man,
Pokemon.
Pokemon's going to the moon. It's going to the moon.
Sure, sure. But for me, these items come out of my personal spend budget of what I set for myself every month and things like that.
Yeah, so similar mindsets. I think from an expense standpoint, just different thoughts and kind of where the trajectory goes,
Hmm.
maybe what you'll do long term with the product. But
True.
I do think once you change your mindset from I'm going to make money Pokemon investing to I'm going to build wealth Pokemon investing, and again, when you build wealth, you are
Hmm.
not using that from a day to day, I'm going to go buy a new car kind of perspective. It is your, same thing as a Roth IRA, same thing as a stock account. I'm just wanting to see that grow and maybe I don't touch that till 59 and a half at the end of it. It's very similar to a 401k essentially. Again, unlike a 401k, you can take little profits here and there out, and you can kind of pick and choose long term, medium term, what funds you want to allocate. But the general mindset is that you keep compounding Pokemon investments. And once you get to that point, I think it goes a lot easier to hold for 2, 3, 5 years. You hear the 5 to 10 year hold time everywhere.
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
just not realistic, or maybe it's not even smart to do that from an investment standpoint.
Hmm.
But it's a lot easier to go long term when you're not tracking prices granularly every hour of the day and say, oh man, this went from 190 to 170. I could have made $20. I would have sold it right here. That's not the mindset in Pokemon investing.
True, true. I get you there. But
Cool.
yeah, I'm
All right.
excited to see what you're wanting to invest in and show everybody what your like top 5 items that you're planning to invest in are.
Yeah, absolutely. So before I get into it, I think, you hear about sealed products. And so I purely, mostly 98% of my investments are in sealed products. I do have some singles, I do have some slabs. And you see the volatility in the market with the number of Ascended Heroes, PSA 10s going down 20 to 40% very recently in prices. And so I try to stay away from that volatility from a risk management perspective. But sealed product is not really the sexy thing to get into right now. It's not the hot topic right now. It's just, if I can go to a show and buy a slab for a certain, and then I can go sell it to the next vendor, that's what's hot right now. That's what people are doing. That's again not the mindset in Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
investing. So for me, top 5 products, number one, and it's going to be controversial because the price is so high, is Destin Rivals booster boxes. And so this is not buying $600, $650 Destin Rivals booster boxes on TCG Player. This is buying there's 2 lot Destin Rival booster boxes from Probe Steam and I think DC Sports on eBay. And these auctions, depending on the time of day, you can get Destin Rivals ETB, or sorry, Destin Rivals booster boxes for 490, 500, 510, long term, 3 to 5 years, 10 years, whatever you want to hold it. those are going to perform very, very well.
Mhm.
So take a look. Please don't bid against me because I am trying to get those as much as possible. But that's just putting that out there. That you got to look at those too. If I'm not there, somebody else is getting a great deal on
Mhm.
all of those 2 lot Destin Rival booster
True,
boxes.
true.
The next 2 and 3 are prismatic. Again, depending on which content creator or which news articles you are watching or reading, or what's kind of hot right now, prismatic's either the best thing or it's the worst thing. And so for me, it's one of the better things. Prismatic Elite trainer boxes on eBay going from 150 to 160 and that range, perfect. Prismatic super premium collections I've been collecting for the last 3 weeks or so, between the 270 to 285 range, because again, those are going to perform extremely well, just like the 151 UPCs did when they went out of print. Prismatic is going to do well after it goes out of print in 10 months. In 4 and 5, as we've been hearing, booster boxes are not being reprinted. And so for that purpose, well, most likely don't take that as, gospel or anything else like that, but that's what word on the street is that booster boxes are getting wave 1, wave 2, and not getting printed. And so I am going after Surging Sparks booster boxes. You've seen the rise in prices occurring in the last month or so, and those are getting to close to 300 or exceeding 300. So buying those between 250 to 280 has been a fantastic avenue for what I've been looking at. And then, believe it or not, Chaos Rising booster boxes. You can find these sub 215, and these are going to be long-term holds. So 3 years until they go out of print, new print facility. But if for some reason Pokemon never prints another Chaos Rising booster box, where do you think these things are going to go? And so they're not going to go below 215. I can tell you that. Maybe not financial advice. That's just what I think. But those are the 5 things that I'm looking at, and then those are the 5 things that I have been looking to buy continuously the last 2 3 weeks from a personal collection, or not personal collection, from a investing standpoint. Where again, I'm not trying to make money off these 5 products. I'm trying to build wealth.
Gotcha, gotcha. I mean, I think those are five great items to look into investing. Of course, all those are kind of out of my price range from my perspective and everything. But yeah, I think those are good items. I think they're all great. Chaos Rising booster boxes could be a little controversial at this point in time and
Yeah,
everything.
maybe.
But who knows? Who knows?
I'm just looking for them.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys enjoyed watching this video today, remind y'all again, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help push our channel out to other people and give us some more feedback and everything on what we're experiencing and how this channel is going to grow in the future. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and everything. See you.
And if you are investing in Pokemon, stop trying to make that
Stop
money.
making
Stop it.
money.
I'm just kidding. All right. Good to talk to you guys.
Absolutely.